So the Golden State Warriors are honestly, like, they're one of the great teams we have ever seen in our lifetime and will ever see in our lifetime. This team we've got right here. The 73-9 season followed by the unbeatable team with Kevin Durant. The best team of all time, the 2017 Warriors. A team that lost one game in the playoffs, and that was against a super team in Cleveland. And yeah, the 2017 Cavs was pretty much a super team. Warriors were just a better super team. The best team ever. However, what ended up happening was injuries hit them. KD tears his Achilles, they lose in 20, and Clay tears his ACL, they lose in 2019. They lose a couple of players. Then all of a sudden they get the number 2 pick, which they use on James Wiseman. I wish they traded that pick, but it is what it is. They got James Wiseman with it. And then they had an alright season where they ended up with the 7 and 14 picks. And everybody was saying that they should trade those picks for this guy right here. Ben Simmons. First of all, I just don't think culture-wise a young socialite like Ben Simmons fits in with the way the Warriors like to go about things. The Warriors, while they're Silicon Valley, it's one of the most trendy places in the world to live in. At the end of the day, they're very similar to the Spurs with the way they're so system-oriented. You have to be disciplined to play for them. They're very, very like that. However, they stuck by their guns by the looks of things and are not trading for Ben Simmons. And it's honestly looking like it could be the correct decision. It really is. So first of all, again, the Warriors are currently playing a Summer League game. I really wanted to get this video out a little bit later, after the Summer League game. I watched a little bit of it, and honestly, I think now might be a decent time to make the video. Because I think I've got a general gist of the potential of this guy and what he's kind of all about. And Ben Simmons, it's going to help them this year. But I mean, I think the Warriors are looking, maybe the Warriors think they got another 3 or 4 years out of Steph. And if the Warriors think they got another 3 or 4 years out of Steph, then why not? Why not keep these guys around? Because you see this guy in the middle right here? The guy only plays one end of the floor. Can't really play offense, and he may not be able to play with Draymond. However, they drafted Moses Moody, who's actually shooting super well tonight. Started off 3 of 4 from 3. He's going to be at least... He may not contribute straight away. And neither of these two guys might contribute to the Warriors too much next season. Winning a ring next season. But I mean, at the same time, next season, Clay needs to step up a little bit. They've got 3 or 4 more years out of Steph. And they'll have a little while out of Draymond as well. It means that next season probably isn't the Warriors it's not like the Lakers. If the Lakers don't win a ring next year, they're not winning a ring in 2 years. Maybe they'll win a ring next year, and in 2 years they win one. But a lot of the vets that are there won't come back. If the Lakers don't win next year, they're not winning the year after. And I don't think that's necessarily the case to the Warriors, because they still have that big 3 of Draymond, Clay, and Steph. Obviously they'll probably lose Iggy, but at the same time, Moses Moody, I think will be a solid player. But this guy right here, I don't know if I'll get monetized for saying his nickname. The guy who may demonetize me for saying his nickname. The KUM Bucket. Jonathan Kuminga. King in the fourth quarter. This guy will probably never forgive King in the fourth quarter for making that his nickname. But he's balling out in the playoffs. And I just want to say this. Calm down a little bit. I'm seeing this clip over and over again. Yeah, it was a great play. This is a great play. Oh yeah, crosses someone up. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that, Hezzy. Great dunk. It's one freaking play. It's one play. But I watched the game against Toronto, and I was able to catch most of the game. The worst thing is, I don't watch all these games live. I'm trying to catch up on games, and I actually found quite a big breakdown of Jonathan Kuminga, basically all of his plays on Twitter, thankfully, and I found on YouTube parts of the game which did show some of his shot selection. Kuminga is good. He's going to be good. He would be good right away if he wasn't on the Warriors. But, I mean, his potential, they're not similar players. I've seen people literally saying they already have their Ben Simmons and Kuminga. That's just blatant overreacting to Summer League. They are not similar players. They really aren't. Kuminga is... It's hard to compare him, but he's not really a shooter, but he's a way better and more willing shooter than Simmons. Like, he's letting it fly in Summer League. He's not shooting well. He's not shooting great from the field. The guy's not that much of a scorer. As great as that dunk looked, as great as some of his highlights are, his post footwork is... meh. It's fine. But he just kind of... He kind of reminds me a little bit of a Siakam. I think that's where his kind of ceiling is like a Pascal Siakam type player. But he looks like someone that can hit an occasional jump shot, play solid defense. He's not... I've seen people compare him on defense to Draymond. No, the best thing about Draymond's defense is his brain. I have not yet seen it that he has the Draymond's instincts on defense. But I mean, the guy can play defense. He's quick. He's mobile. He's got long arms. His positioning seems a little bit iffy at times, but again, he's the youngest player in the draft, so that's gonna happen. Like, again, young players, they're the type of things sometimes, like, that young players don't know. And that's at all levels, like, at all levels. Even if you look, even at Irish basketball, Irish Superleague, when you see a lot of 18-year-olds, they just haven't played long enough, and they're just lack of experience. That's gonna come. So I've seen so many people. There's two extremes with Kuminga. There are the extreme that will watch this highlight over and over again and talk about how he's going to be a future All-Star. And then there's the I don't watch basketball and I only look at box score, being like, Kuminga actually played terrible because he shot 5 of 17 and had 6 turnovers. Most important thing in this game, they won. They won. And then obviously people going nuts about Scotty Barnes only averaging only going 2 of 8 from the field. But at the same time, Kuminga, he was only -1 on the floor. So yeah, he probably didn't have the great game, but he showed flashes of serious potential. He showed a lot of things that will translate to the next level. So forget about this box score. Forget about it. Because again, there are the two extremes. There are the people that don't watch the game of basketball and actually think that the numbers someone puts up in Summer League matters. A person's play in Summer League can matter. It can. But the numbers a person puts up really doesn't. It's like, again, I'm going to make a big video on LiAngelo Ball. It was going to be tomorrow, but I'm getting the second vaccine tomorrow, so I'm probably going to be dead. I may not even be able to watch that LiAngelo Ball game live. But, like, LiAngelo Ball has a couple of things that I'm not sure if he has anything really that translates to the NBA level as of right now, but obviously he can still improve. And the problem is he hasn't been in a position. Like, I'm pretty sure his role in the offense is to stand in the corner. And he hasn't been put in a position where we can have really seen him running off screens, how his off-ball movement is. Because I think that team just kind of stands there and watches Book Night. So there's a lot of... that's obviously not his fault. It'll be very interesting to see how he does with the actual roster playing with his brother, because he will, without question, get a in preseason, because that'll be more of a sign of how close he is to an NBA than these Summer League games, because there are guys that are probably DNP coaches' decisions in Summer League that can hit wide open threes in the corner. But yeah. So Kuminga, he's shown versatility. He's turning the ball over quite a bit. But he's shown the ability to somewhat handle the ball. Like, there's been a couple of times where he's initiated the offense. There's a couple of times where he's caught the ball. I've seen him catching the ball in the high post, seeing cutters off him. And he actually seems to have a good enough read of when to hit the cutter, when to throw fakes and attack himself. So he seems to be there or thereabouts. Like, he's a really good player at the Summer League level. It'll be interesting to see how he steps up. And I think that this could be a gem. This guy could be a great pick. He really could. A lot of people saying he didn't fit in with the Warriors timeline. Man, I wouldn't say he's untouchable. I really wouldn't. But him, Moody, Simmons, and Wiggins are not worth... It's like... That is not worth getting Ben Simmons. If they offer something like Kuminga, Wiggins for Simmons, I probably do it from Golden State. Even though I'm not sure it'll fit, it gives them a better chance of winning this year. But like, man, with Golden State's system, I think they get the best out of this guy as well. I really do. Golden State's one of those places where it's like San Antonio. When you see someone get drafted there, you just assume that they're going to reach whatever peak, whatever their potential is, especially early on in their career. Like, you see a lot of guys like Jordan Bell, way better for the Warriors than anyone else. Harrison Barnes, well, yeah, he's put up more points everywhere else, but like, he was a freaking Olympian when he was on the Warriors. You've seen things like that. So I think, as much as I was more kind of excited about Moses Moody being signed by the Warriors because I thought he fit a little bit better, this guy right here, Jonathan Kuminga, he could be something special. And one thing that I will say is that he does not seem to have too low of a floor, or too low of a floor. Sorry, like, the guy's not boom or bust. He will be able to defend at the NBA level. He's NBA level athleticism. And he appears to have a decent feel for the game of basketball. Just having those three things, even with no skill, you can probably survive for a couple of years at the NBA level. And the guy's got skill. The guy can do a little bit of everything. He's not a good shooter. He's not so bad a shooter that he's going to be left with 10 feet of space. Like, I reckon he'll be probably a Draymond level, low 30% three-point shooter. Maybe have the odd good shooting season. He's probably going to be that type of shooter. He's never going to be a first option. But I mean, for Golden State, especially because the first 3 or 4 years of his career, he's going to be playing with a Steph, he's going to be playing with a Clay, and he's not going to be the first or second option. Heck, probably not even going to be the third option on offense. I think he's going to be able to grow into his game, and I think this guy was a great pickup for Golden State. And yeah, like, this draft is incredible, by the way. There are so many things we've seen from players in this draft that, like, translates. You've got the first 2 picks, obviously going to be exceptional. Evan Mobley, again, really good player. Şengün, obviously, this guy's playing, Kuminga's playing well. I think Josh Giddey's just hurt. I think Josh Giddey steps up and is a really good NBA player. There are a lot of talent in this draft. This could go down as one of the better drafts of all time. It really, really could. And I'm not saying overreact to Summer League. Like, I say overreact to Summer League, and I'm kind of overreacting to Summer League. But, man, like, I wasn't saying this in 2018. We were talking about how in 2018, we were talking about how Trae Young might struggle. It's rare to see this much talent in the Summer League. But you just never know. It's just a feeling I have. It's just from what I've seen. I could be completely wrong. Again, I've been wrong on players. I was one of those people. I'm just putting my hand up. I was one of those people that's thought after Trae Young's Summer League and his first 10 games in the NBA, he really didn't start picking up till after the All-Star break his rookie year. I thought through November, December of Trae Young's rookie year that he was going to be a bust. And I was wrong. I thought, we're all wrong with players. We're all wrong judging players. And that's one of the things I will say. If you are right 50% of the time, if you hit on 50% of your draft picks, you're as good as any NBA scout. Because it's rare that a scout hits on more than 50%. So anyway, yeah. That's pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.